Chemistry Room Fragrances is the perfect addition when elevating the vibe of any space. Whether if it's your home, car, or office, and something needs a quick refresh, our room fragrances provide that beautiful burst of fragrance with just one quick mist. Shop now at www.chemistryroomfragrances.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram at Chemistry Room Fragrances. Chemistry Room Fragrances. Smells so good. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Camille Essig. I am the host of the Speaker Podcast. This is the podcast where innovators and creators connect. Tonight, we have a guest on the Speaker Podcast. She's back. It's Whitney Victoria. I think she maybe having a couple of little technical difficulties while she is working at. We're going to go ahead and do a couple of quick plugs. So be sure to hit that notification bell, subscribe, follow me on social media. I'm there at Camille.Essig there on Instagram. And be sure to follow us on YouTube. Now they have the specialized handles. So I'll be there at Camille Essig as well. If you haven't heard, Good Black Men is now online. So you can follow us on Instagram at Good Black Men Official and on the net at gbmofficial.com. I am kicking off some Black Friday specials. So my subscribers will have first dibs. I'm going to shoot out an email later on this week. There will be a coupon code and savings there for those items. I have also, I know y'all like, dang, she got a lot of merch, but I do. So just go ahead and go to my Etsy store. That way you have your mock-ups and your digital Christmas cards are there available on my page. And if you follow me on TikTok, I have also launched my Amazon store. So if you go to my TikTok and hit the link in the bio, the link is there. That way you can shop on my storefront there with my Amazon products. And I think I've covered about everything. The coupon code for subscribers is GBM15, but there will be a special Black Friday code that will be coming out soon this week. First, before I hop into the interview while Whitney is getting some things together, I do want to say thank you to everybody that has been rocking with me throughout the year. Just with the Speaker Podcast, I truly, truly, absolutely appreciate each and every one of you from heart and soul. Previous panel guests throughout every event that I've hosted. DJ Spade, I want to say thank you as well. Even to those in the comments. What's up, Misha? What's going on, JT? I really appreciate all of you all just for rock with me throughout the year. I know I've been doing this a couple years now, and a lot of people don't realize like podcasting is not always the easiest things, and things happen, and that's okay. But just to say thank you just for being there for me and rock with me. It just means so much. And while Whitney is wrapping up some things, I do want to definitely shout out JT. Those that don't know, JT, he was with me on a few seasons back, and we've also talked offline. And he's really been instrumental as far as giving me some one-on-one and things as far as developing the podcast and media production. So I definitely want to give him his flowers on that as well. Let's see. Whitney, we can't see you. Your screen is dark. So I don't know why it's not connecting because we can't see you. I think she fell out. So we're gonna just keep going right along until she logs back in. But yeah, I do want to thank JT. I also want to shout out some other people while she's getting back online. Thank you to Derek D. Ross. He's also been instrumental throughout the year as far as some things on the back end as well. Also, thank you to Mark Coley. He's also been a supporter throughout the Speaker podcast from its inception. He's been a guest as well. Also, want to shout out, Lord, Lady Shantae Garrett. Thank you to her. If you don't know, she was and still is a writer on the Donnie McClurkin show, and she's also been very instrumental in helping me with some things on the back end as far as learning more about media production and podcasting. So I truly, truly appreciate her as well, just for joining me here on the podcast. And those Lisa, Whitney, Cameo, my girl squad, Samantha, they've always held me down, and I definitely want to say thank you to those ladies for supporting me. I know, like, oh, she has, yes, I do have my tree up. I'm one of those people. So don't judge me, but I just could not fight the urge. So earlier today, I did put my Christmas tree up. So that being said, if you have any questions, you can also shoot me an email at thespeakerpodcast@gmail.com. And we have some amazing things coming up in 2023. I'm always looking and working to bring other guests to the show and new faces, not just the familiar faces and people you see on a regular basis, but I'm always searching out to bring you new faces to the space. Super appreciative, again, like I said, for all of you all just rocking with me throughout the last couple of years since I started the Speaker podcast. We did hit another milestone on streaming episodes. We've hit our 100th streaming episode. I'm super excited about that. It's been really, really great. And we've reached almost 7.8 thousand downloads. So that's been really good. I think Whitney is coming back in, and she is, I think, attempting to join us. Um, Still having some technical difficulties on that end with her. But before we do, I'm going to go ahead and introduce her. I've known Whitney since 2013. I actually met her through Mark Coley when I was living in Virginia. And then over the years, she's really become a true sister and friend. Of when I say a hardcore supporter, she's definitely rocked with me from the beginning. She's had a lot of soft launches, and we had to push her to the edge. But she found she has a bomb lip color. If you have not gotten it, it is Victorious. If you ever see me in red or doing something bold, that is the lip color I go to, and it is by a Black-owned creator. Whitney is what I call a fashion style curator. She doesn't like me calling her that, but she's a celebrity stylist. She's gonna claim it. She's a celebrity stylist. She's she's an author. She's definitely behind the scenes pushed me to step out of my box when I do photography and videos. She's one of those people that if you're like unsure, she's truly a cheerleader. She's not selfish. Whitney has her own spirit about her, and she shows up unapologetically. Period. She's a wife. She's a super mom. Um, and she always has the dopest eyewear. There's been a time or two I've taken a couple of her eyewears and used them in my own personal shoots because if you need some fly eyewear, she's the guy or the lady, I should say. So I'm gonna stop bragging on her because I know she like, girl, shut up. But I'm gonna let her continue to introduce herself. The one and only, my friend, sister, but the fabulous Whitney Victoria. Whitney, welcome to the show.
Hey, girl, why you got me about to cry?
No lies told. I can only say what I know about you. So,
You know how I get when you start saying the celebrity stars. I'm like, oh, Cam.
but you have done that. I mean, you are a
That,
celebrity stylist. I'm a future notable person. So you can say you had me first before I blow up.
yes, yes, yes. Definitely, definitely. Well, hello everyone. My name is Whitney Victoria. I am a style curator, entrepreneur. You guys, excuse me, see my son in the back. Mom mode don't ever stop. Okay. Mompreneur. I always say I change lives one outfit at a time. And Cam, I'm so excited about part 2 of Black Girl Magic. You feel me?
It's what it is. We're going to bind this Teddy Riley spirit. We ain't got time for this today. Don't have time for it.
and don't, and
And
don't.
no, right. And I was telling the people, don't come for me. I did put my tree up. Don't try me in the comments. I'm one of those people. I love Christmas. Next to my birthday,
Yes,
it's the best holiday ever, and I'm
yes.
here for it. I'm a holiday person. So since your last episode,
Uh-huh.
and y'all bear with me. I went to the orthodontist and she tightened me so tight. So if I sound like
Oh
I'm
gosh.
slurring, that's what's going on.
Oh
But
gosh.
since we last chatted, the last time people saw you here, it was for Heart and Soul 2022. What's been
Yeah.
going on in your world with?
Oh my gosh. Wait. No, 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 no. It was Heart and Soul 2021 with the girls.
Right. I'm thinking, girl, you on here so much. Okay,
Right, we're
2021.
here all the time, all the
Yes,
time, all the time.
21.
But they know what we're talking about. Let's just see. Me, just in the words of Aunt Maxine, I'm reclaiming my time and really evolving as a woman, as a business owner, as a stylist, and just evolving. Period. And I am, it definitely took me some time, but I'm really like loving this journey and appreciating the journey and just you know um embracing all things that are coming along with it. So I'm super excited. And Cam, thank you for your support all the time. Like A1 since day one. And I know sometimes they say you can't take everybody with you, but baby girl, you're coming with me.
I get to go
and do and do. But
because, and yes, and
no,
that's
no, go
something
ahead,
I
go ahead, go
want.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's something I do want us to talk about later on in the conversation
Mm-hmm.
about people that come in with you. But go ahead, sis.
Oh no, 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 that was it, and that's basically about me, and just not rebranding, but ready to elevate and take my brand to the next level. So I'm just working on a few things behind the scenes, and I'm looking forward to what I have coming in 2023. If God willing, I'm just looking forward to it, and so I just hope everyone still rocks with me.
Definitely. And I'm gonna give you your flowers. So you want to get some tissue, whatever it is you gotta do. But your evolution, and I guess me too, because we're always pushing each other to get outside of our comfort zone. But
Yeah.
when I met you in 2013 to where you
Yes.
are now, I know it's like we say it, but the glow up is real. Like the glow up
Uh,
is real, and to see where you were just kind of like, back in 2020 to now you show up, and
mhm.
how you've stopped second guessing yourself on so many things, and your tenacity now versus then. I think it was there, but it's amplified as far as you realizing I'm meant to do this, I'm going to
Mhm.
do this. You can either rock with me, or if you don't, that's fine, but I'm going to do it anyway. And how you're showing up and you give it a grace, and you're saying that you're changing, styling people one outfit, changing lives one outfit at a time. And it's true
Yes.
because the very first time you styled me for a shoot a couple years ago, and your level of care, like, even though we're sisters and we know each other, but you cared for me as if I was this $1 million client, and how you treated me
And
like
you
I was.
are.
Oh,
And you are.
but you treat me the way you treated me during that shoot. It was like it didn't matter if I was Oprah or Miss Gail or Angela Bassett. You treated me as if I was one of those people, and you having that attitude and that mindset now is going to take you far, because you're being consistent with each and every one of your clients, and it shows up in your reels. It shows up in the advice you give. Even when I call you offline, I'm like, sis, what about this and that? You're just like, oh, rock this, right, that. Like, just being that consistent person as you are in your style, and you're not demeaning your client, you're not body shaming your clients, but you're showing care and boosting the confidence, it's definitely going to take you places.
Oh, thank you. I received that. I really like all of my clients, whether my clients are my friends or whoever, like my goal is really just to give you that experience, right? And I'm not trying to change anybody when styling. I'm just enhancing what's already there. So thank you, Kim. You're really
No,
about to make a you about to make a thug cry.
thug tears.
Thug tears.
And getting into that, as we're getting to this interview with your the style of your styling, because your style be
Mm-hmm.
styling, the way you style clients, getting into that space where you're meeting a client for the first time and you're seeing he or she needs this type of care. Can you kind of touch on like how you pick up on that, and then once you recognize that client's need, how you incorporate those needs into your styling services?
Yeah, most definitely. So, what I do first is make sure we do a consultation, right? And I have to make sure that I am the stylist for you, because if I'm not, I am going to respectfully refer you to someone else. And once we establish like our relationship together, I want to know like who is your style inspiration. What are your points that you don't want to show? You understanding your body type, and all of that plays a part into me propelling my client and their brand, and it shows up like that. And I really think just creating those relationships beforehand, before the styling. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. And in even in doing that, I know when I was doing makeup and lashes a few years ago, when I had Kamiki Mink at the Stellar Awards, and I
Mm-hmm.
would have some ladies that would say, "Oh, I don't care, do your thing." And then I had one lady in my chair, and she had never worn makeup before, and so she
Wow.
had this fear or phobia of what I was going to do to her face, and me being sensitive to her needs, where I gave her a soft glam without giving her like red carpet vavoom, because I was able
Right.
to have that talk with her. And then even in that confidence, and then for her to say, well, oh, you can add a little bit more of this or that. And sometimes once they see like um it's about trust, right? And building that
Absolutely.
trust rapport. And once they realize like you're not gonna go um full on their face or on their body with the clothing, and they see that, oh, this person gets me, and they have a rapport with you, like you said, rapport and comfort and building that trust. And the more they trust you, the more autonomy you get down the road as a stylist.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Cam. I couldn't even explain it even better than that.
So what are some things that you do as far as building trust with your client, and do you feel like maybe when people have had past experiences or traumas, that impacts how they show up in their fashion sense, or their aesthetics as far as trends?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of times how we feel sometimes show up in our clothing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know, and then sometimes a lot of people just don't know how to express themselves through their clothing or through their brand. With me personally, I work a lot with branding, bridal, and editorial. Those are the three top that I specialize in. And a lot of people just don't know. Especially dealing with branding. Branding is more than just taking cute pictures and posting on the gram. It's strategy behind that, right? I'm giving my client strategy behind these pictures. We're not just taking cute pictures. We want to capitalize off of this investment. The investment that you made in me to be your stylist, you should be making three times this and more in regards to your business. And also just building trust, letting them know that here I'm not I'm you invested in me to style you, so I not only do I care about you, but I care about your brand. I care about you prospering. I care about you propelling in every area of your business. And that trust comes from that. And then sometimes with styling, sometimes it comes from past trauma. It sometimes it comes from, I don't know, understand my body type, help me with my body type. So all of that plays a part in there. And I'm here to help. And I'm here to, when my clients leave me, they know, well, I can go do this. I can put this outfit together. Whit said I could do this. Like, yeah, it's like Whitney said I can get an outfit out of my closet and put it together. And this is what she did. They gonna know what to do. Because a lot of times when I have clients, Kim, I find most of their outfits out of their closet, putting pieces together.
So you
And
mean
they're
people
like,
have
oh my,
things and they don't know what they're doing?
they don't even know what they're doing sometimes. Like, yo, I would never ever put these together. So it just does my heart really good.
So in that, and you're super mom, I call you super mom or mamapreneur, that's the word that we use.
Yes,
And
yes,
even though I'm not a mom, women, their bodies go through changes. So what do you say to
absolutely.
women that have had a child, especially their first child, and their body has changed? And what do you say to the women listening or watching that has experienced changes in their bodies and that level of comfort and confidence they had pre-mom and then post-mom?
Right. So it took me a long time to get adjusted to my mom body, right? And then I had to realize, like, you know what? I gave birth to a whole human out here. Like, ain't nobody messing with me. Like, ain't nobody messing with me. I gave birth to a whole human. So it's just more so just loving my body and realizing, like, and giving your body grace. And I think once we learn how to give our body grace, shout out to my Kia, my girl, my Kia, for speaking on that, we begin to love and appreciate our bodies even more. And even like dealing with moms and new bodies, we have to embrace ourselves, love ourselves, no matter what. It's easier said than done because we have social media, we have people looking at superficialness, and I'm like, everything ain't always what it seems. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? All these bodies ain't all what it seems. So once we get to a fact of loving our bodies for real, then everything else will really just fall into place.
I love it. There's a lot of people out here lying, talking about watch me transform, and they've been on somebody's Dr. Miami, and it's just like I think social media has definitely changed our views as far as our bodies, particularly as women, and a lot of stuff
Hmm.
that we see, it's not real. Now, if that's what you want to do, fine, whatever. But I think it's also creating a space where women are pretty much victimizing or beating up on themselves because they
Hmm.
see these things on social media and they feel like, well, I'm not perfect, I'm not this, I'm not that, when there's a lot of photoshopping and other things going on social media. And I think for you to be in a space, being a mom and understanding with other women and saying, hey, sis, you're beautiful. Like you said, you had a whole human being, and then utilizing that care and that confidence building that you incorporate into your styling services, I think it's going to speak volume to other women. I know I've worked with you before, and there's been things like, "What? Wait, I don't know about this," and da da da, and just how you will push me and kind of like, "No, you got it, go and do." I think that will help so many other people as far as the light and the shine you bring to the way you style. Because there's a lot of people out here styling, but it's your spin on it. That's what makes it so dope. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I really do my best with making the experiences one to remember. I really, really do.
So I watched Girlfriends, and I don't know if you remember Maya. She was an author, but she called herself an authoress. So,
Maya, Lord
I,
Maya.
yes, so you were an authoress, and you released a digital ebook. So can you tell us a little more about the book and where people can get that on social media?
Yes, definitely, definitely. I launched the ebook, "Ignite Your Style: 5 Action Steps to Launching Your Styling Career." Like honestly, it came from Lisa. Shout out to our girl Lisa Knox with Dream Doer Nation. We were talking one day, and she was like, "Weird, like you really should do an ebook." And I'm like, I don't really know. Like that ain't my ministry. I be doing clothes, like." I don't be doing all of that. She was like, "No, Whitney, like you can do this." And girl, Lisa gave me, I think, like a month to do the ebook, and she was
She
following
always
up on,
giving us deadlines. She
always
always
giving us
giving.
deadlines. And she gave me like a month, and then I was like, "Well, Lisa, I don't know." Like, and she was like, "Do a pre-order." Girl, I did like a pre-order. People was getting that stuff. I was like, all right, and not only that, it was just good vital information. It was information that, I wish I would have known before I started styling, information about getting your processings in order, and money, and et cetera and et cetera. So it was really good, and I'm glad Lisa pushed us, because one thing about Lisa, she gonna give us a task.
Always. I can't think
And not
of
only
any time.
that,
Yeah. Hmm.
right, and not only that, she's gonna help us get some bread. You know what I mean? And that residual income. So shout out to Lisa with Dream Doer Nation. The book is going to be coming back. I'm gonna be launching it on Amazon, and I'm actually reworking my website right now. So you guys just
Okay.
stay tuned. In the next few weeks, the website will be up, doing a lot of changes. Because when I tell you, I'm not playing. Next year, I'm not playing, y'all. What that girl said: prepare to be sick of me. Prepare to be sick of me. Okay,
Yes.
respectfully.
I love it. And speaking of Lisa, so we have our little text group, which goes into something we were talking about earlier as far as people coming with you.
Yeah,
So let's kind of touch on that because everybody that starts with you will not finish with you.
right.
So what has your sister circle been like for you, particularly in the last 2 years, and the importance of a
Ooh,
squad?
ooh, girl. Okay. So first off, I am so grateful for the women in my life, right? That truly, genuinely love me. my family, that supports me and supports the vision, and that really won't allow me to give up even if I wanted to. And sometimes, God really places people in your lives, because sometimes we can't complete these visions by ourselves. Like,
Mhm.
it's somebody in the corner helping, like, nah, sis, you got to do this, or no, girl, you can't give up today. But my circle has changed tremendously. Um, Lost some friendships. Um, it was hurtful, but gained so many other, true divine friendships, and not, well, sisterhoods, and accountability. It's the people that, I was going through a time where Sam called me one day, Sam, and she
I
was like,
love
what,
him.
I'm about to intercede and fast on your behalf. I'm like, what? Like, that's the kind of community that, and she, without asking, without going into detail, she's like, I just feel like I need to fast and pray. You like that type of community. It is so important. And I'm just so grateful to have it, because for a long time I was traumatized from female relationships. I think the female relationships hurt worse than the darn relationships with your man,
That's a
after a
whole
man breakup.
episode. That is a whole conversation. I'm glad you brought that up. Go ahead,
Yeah.
because we want to. I do want
Okay.
to unpack
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it, from going from that, and then just being able to build with other like-minded women. And shout out to Mark for connecting us. And I have, the group with you. I have the creative mothers group with Monet and Cece, and then I have oh gosh, my accountability group with Kelly and Megan. It's just so many people that God, like so many women that God placed in my life that really truly care about me and care about my vision and really want me to succeed, and I feel the same way about them. And I think God uses those women to show me that, hey, you can heal from that post hurt that you experienced from other females. Because Camille, it was a time I wouldn't even go to networking events like in my area, because I'm like, oh no, I don't want to, but I'm just so grateful that God was like, no, I'm going to show you community. I'm going to show you people who have your back, and vice versa, me with me for them. So very important, and I'm so grateful for that. And again, everyone can't go with you as you elevate. I know we don't want to leave people behind, and it's not about leaving behind, but when you have a job to do, an assignment to do, distractions are real. Things happen, and the longer you delay what you're supposed to do, you're holding up somebody else's testimony. Like, somebody else's testimony is connected to your assignment. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at on that.
Yeah. I always say someone's deliverance is connected to your obedience, because
Oh,
if
that's good.
you're not doing what you're meant to do, hinders up someone else's freedom for them to do what they're supposed to do to free somebody else. It's like a link on a chain. And
Right.
I think as women, something you touched on, um, I hate when I see catty women, because if anything, particularly with black women, if anybody should understand somebody, I should be able to understand you, because we're
Right.
fighting that same battle. And so instead of tearing each other down or being catty or nitpicky, it should be, hey sis, I got you, or you know what, that's great, but I think this, you could do this better. Or matter of fact, here's a link, here's a something I saw online. If I see something that I think would help you as a stylist, I'm going to say, hey, Whit, did you check this out? Or, there's been times where I've shot you links and emails,
Mm-hmm.
because of different things, because I'm like, this will help you, because I know this is what you want to do. So if I see that's going to progress you, it's not taking anything from me to share that piece of information with
Absolutely.
you. If anything, we should all, and I know people don't, but you should have at least that circle around you that says, hey, Cam, I know you're in podcasting. I know you're doing digital downloads or whatever that you're doing in digital space. Have you thought about this or check this out? And if you can't get to it right then, thank you, sis. Put a flag in it and circle back to it. But it should be reciprocal. Then when if you're in a space
Absolutely.
where it's always someone taking from you and they're
Yeah.
not pouring back into you, particularly with your sister circle, then you need to reevaluate that space.
Definitely, definitely. And going back to what you said about the sometimes the as Black women, the pettiness and the messiness. You got to stop intentionally hurting people, hurting women. You get what I'm saying? Because no good is going to ever, and I even just with Black women, but people in general, like no good is ever going to, it's no good is going to come from it. So that you are definitely right. You hit the, what I would say, you hit the nail on the head or something like that with that.
Yeah, nail on the head. Yeah, for
Uh-huh,
sure.
uh-huh.
Definitely. So let's take us back. How did you get into styling?
Oh, girl. Okay, so
Or
let's
what
see.
inspired you to get into styling?
Okay, so like 2014, 2015, I started like, posting on Instagram outfits and things of that nature. Those look cute. And then when people started, oh, well, can you put this together for me? Or can you do this? And I was like, okay, I can do this. And then in 2018, I had my first client. I had my first paid client, and I'm like, you know what, this is like really really dope. But I really stepped out because I still had my store first, Sharice and Co. Shout out to Sharice and Co. My first store, Sharice and
Yeah,
Co.
I still have my dress.
Yes, girl. I started out with Sharice and Co. But my son actually was the reason, because it was like, we were our Power 5 days, and we were talking about like our goals and things of that nature. And I think it was just me, after me having my son in 2016, where I realized, learning more about wealth and learning more about legacy and all of that good stuff we were talking about. It made me realize, like, bro, I can't just talk about it. Like, I really got to be about it. So, when he's older, he can be like, yo, my mom did that. My mom paved the way for me. Like, she said she did what she was going to do. Even if I don't succeed, he could say my mama tried it and she did when she did. You get what
But
I'm saying?
trying is not in our vocabulary. We do.
Oh, that's right. Trying ain't in our vocabulary anymore.
Because
We just
that's
gonna
like
do.
profanity. That's like profanity. We don't say try.
Right, right, right. We just gonna do. But he really, until this day, he still is my inspiration. He be working my nerve a little bit, but he is my inspiration. For styling, for business, for etc. And then just seeing the transformation in people, with their brands, and them just showing up for themselves after they've had that session with me. Just watching them take the tools that I've given them in regards to their styling and how to put pieces together. I'm like, okay, I see y'all. So it is fulfilling. And especially when clients meet with me and they do what they're supposed to do in their branding session, and just watching their businesses soar. Oh, girl, I'd be like, yes, girl, you did that.
You have to toot your own horn. And going back to my nephew, you guys were here a couple of weeks ago and we were
Hmm.
chatting, and you mentioned how he noticed you getting your lashes done.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
as you raising a future black man, the importance of mothering him, not to where he is in a negative way like a mommy's boy, but showing
Right.
him that it's okay to have emotion. It doesn't mean that you're
Yes.
soft, but just letting him be a child. Because I think a lot of our young black boys are hardened early
Right.
because they're like, boys aren't supposed to cry, boys aren't supposed to do this. So can you kind of touch on um, parenting a young black boy, particularly with everything that's going on now, and having those conversations, but just giving him the space to just express freely without judgment?
Oh, yeah. So, I think I'm killing this mom thing. I be having my moments every now and again, but my son, our son is 6 years old, and I'm learning this soft parenting thing now, and it does work for me because I listen to my son. um Sometimes if I want to get frustrated, I'm like, why are you doing this? Talk to me. What's wrong? And really just letting him express himself, because when I was younger, I love my mom, I love my dad, but I don't think we really had that. It was like, you got to do this, you got to do that. I talk to my son, and I think it's so easy. Like, he comes and he talks to me about everything. And Camille, I mean everything. Some stuff I'd be like, Lord, I am not ready for this. But just letting him know, we say our affirmations in the morning, every morning. We pray every morning. And like maybe a few months ago, my son literally just started like opening up the door for me. Um, Noticing like when I get my nails done, oh ma, you got your nails done, those are nice. Or when I went to go get my lashes, mama, I love your lashes. Even when I get my hair done, mom, you're so beautiful. You look so,
Wait a
I'm just
minute.
like
Hold on. My nephew is being a whole gentleman already.
a whole gentleman out here. And I love the fact that he expresses himself. If he don't like something, he's gonna say it. If he don't want to do something, he gonna tell you why. Like, just giving him that space to express himself, because I didn't feel comfortable expressing myself when I was younger. And that's this a whole topic for another day that I think we do need to dive into, Camille. We definitely need to dive into that
You
because
know, I
it's gonna
can book
bring
you
up.
for 23 now. I'm
Girl,
already
we need to, we
taking.
need to, we need to, we definitely we need to dive
Yeah,
into that, and
yeah.
I can give you a little bit of backstory on
Okay.
why I am the way I am with my son. Um, Sometimes I have a little bit of parental paranoia, because of some things. But when we have that, well, you already know, but we'll share with the world,
Yeah, yeah.
sometime next year. But I love the fact that, my son can be so open with me. Like, girl, sometimes he say, Mom, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to be around them kids. Like, it's just stuff like that. You know, um, and having hard conversations, about the shooting in Uvalde. That was that was one of the hardest conversations I think
How did
I've
you
had to.
take that? Like having to talk to
I
him.
was so emotional. Um, Me and his dad, sat him down, and we had to ex- we had to go through a routine to tell him like what to do if somebody comes into the school and starts shooting. Like, that was a hard conversation, and to look at us, and he is a little frightened because he's like, where y'all coming from with this? But I'm like, listen, you got to make it back home to your mom and your
That's no
dad.
conversation a parent wants to have with their child.
No conversation. And then in a few years, I mean, I was about to say hell, but I mean, I'm going to have to talk to my son about, police brutality, and just, girl, it's just a whole line of things that we're going to have to talk to him about. He's right now, he's a cute little boy,
But to the
but when he
world,
get
he is, yeah.
but when he gets 13, he's going to be a threat. They're
But
going to
not
look at
even 13, they're doing it to 9 and 10-year-olds
You're
now, like
absolutely
younger.
right. You're absolutely right. So it's just really prepared. Like, I hate that we have to prepare our
Kind of
kids for.
pop that bubble, of innocence.
Yeah,
But
so
you're
early.
would do more harm if you don't have the talk with him. You know,
Absolutely,
even
absolutely.
and I'm a nerd. I'm always reading up on articles, and there's statistically black boys and black girls, even in elementary school, they have a higher percentage of getting suspended or ISS versus their white counterparts. And even so
Hmm.
now, even when black girls are being bullied by white girls, the black girls automatically
Hmm.
assumed as the aggressor.
Hmm.
And even if she was the victim, they will suspend her, and then the white girl doesn't get punished. And like even right now
Exactly.
in University, Kentucky, there was an incident with
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, so it's just like having these conversations with our youth. Um, again, I'm not a parent, but I can't imagine having to sit down with your 5-year old and their little minds. It's like, well, mommy, why? These are
Yep.
hard conversations, but you have to prepare them for the world. Or even with teachers, they will try to use their position and antagonize your child, and
Absolutely.
and kids will want to, hey, don't be disrespectful. Talk to me, and I'll handle it. You know.
Absolutely. And I always make sure that I keep the lines of communication open with my son. Like, how
Mhm.
are you being treated at school? How are the kids? Just keep it, just making it flow. So if something were to happen, he would tell me. Like, some things happen, and he's told me he was calm about it. He told me what he did, and I made sure I take protocol to do what I had to do as a
Mhm.
mom. So yeah,
Definitely.
definitely open communication for a 6-year old, and just allowing him to express himself, because I don't think that, for me, I don't think that we felt comfortable enough as kids to really express themselves. So it feels good to know that I can have that open communication with my son. He's only 6 years old.
Good. One more parent question before we move on. So you were saying that you talk to him now, you're doing the soft parenting. So what has that done for your stress levels speaking
Whew.
to him? Because you see
Okay.
parents like yelling at their kids like, "Hey, stop, quit," and they're like
Yes.
scream, and it's like, let's bring this down. So what has
Yes.
that done for your stress level of stress talking to him and having these conversations versus the other way?
Okay, so let me just say this. I am definitely a work in progress, right? I am a lot better. So I think I read an article or I was watching a video, and it was, ask your child how you are as a parent. And I went to him and I said, "Well, son, how am I as a parent to you?" He said, "You're a good mommy. You just fuss a lot." And I was like, "Okay." I said, "I can definitely work on that." And then, I went to tell him like what I wanted from what I expected from him. And then he told me what he expected from me, like me and a 6-year-old. And don't get me wrong, sometimes we have our moments because I'd be like, "Lord, I think he really trying my soft parenting gangster. I think he is trying it." But it goes back to me. I think about how gracious how I am and was with other people, grown people. This same grace need to be extended to my son.
Hmm.
And so that's where I am right now. And I think soft parenting is good because it's just giving a level of trust, to him, his mom, from him to his mom to his dad. Because we don't have to do all that. Now I may have one, I'm like, "Boy, if you don't stop, like, because kids will take you there, you know. But then all I have to say is, you know what, you're not getting this, or you're not getting this. And it really does, it really does work. I wish I had some soft parenting.
We come from a different time. So,
Girl, girl.
I mean, I'm here. So, I guess,
Right.
but again, generationally, styles vary.
Absolutely.
So, going off, this is my lane. I'm a big advocate, huge advocate. I'm all about self care.
Okay.
And I'm always saying like, take time for yourself. It's
Mm-hmm.
more than just shutting off. Like you really have to love on yourself and find ways because you being a super mom, being a celebrity stylist and author, then still working a 9 to 5 and being a wife, like you wear so many hats.
Yes.
So what do you think has been the hardest thing for you doing the self care? Like you should do it, but you don't
Yeah.
do it as often as you should, or
Mm-hmm.
you're negating that me time.
Um, just asking for help. Cause I'm that person. If I can have my kid with me, I'm gonna have my kid with me. Like I'm gonna have that boy with me everywhere I go. But just really asking, like, you know what, can you just, watch him for a little bit? And thank God for our community. Thank God for his grandparents and his aunties. Like, I'm just so grateful. Like, it's not a problem. I think I just had to realize the importance of self-care. And for to me, getting my nails done, my hair done, lashes, that is not self-care to me. I think that's like a necessity, like for my brand. So I feel like that's just going to work. Self-care to me is like laying in bed watching Netflix like for a day. Self-care is just going out, not having to worry about, the husband, the son, or just going to get a smoothie, just really having some time to like that is self-care to me, and really just loving on me. It gets to the point now, like me and my son have this thing where I say, "Listen, mommy needs some me time right now. So, you go do your thing. I'm going to do mine." And girl, like the next day, he said, "Well, mommy, I need some me time. So can you just go in your room
Say
for a little
what?
bit?" I'll be like, "Okay, okay." But I think too, for him, I think it's good that he's understanding that, as a woman, I need my space. So when he's older, and women, we go through things. He'll be like, "Okay, boo, go ahead, do your thing." So I think it's good that he's learning that. But self-care for me is like truly, genuinely me time. Like me time.
Yeah.
And I need to do it more because
Hmm.
I overwhelm myself like with tasks. And
Hmm.
sometimes, as a creative, you can be all over the place. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning and you're thinking about 2024. Like, girl, go to sleep. Go to
Yeah,
bed, Whitney. Go to bed. 2024 ain't even here yet.
right. I think for me, that started out as what I call ground level self care.
Mm-hmm.
But here, I would say, particularly this year, for me, self care looked like boundaries,
Yeah.
saying no, because I was always the one that wanted to accommodate for other people,
Oh my gosh,
um,
yes. I
and
can definitely relate to that.
and learning and using my voice to say no, I don't have the capacity for that. My plate is full. Um, Sometimes you have people that want to get you to help them do other things, and they don't take into consideration what you have going on, and they just want to ignore
Yeah.
yours and just put their agenda first, and learning how to pull back and say no, and learning saying no to you sometimes and saying yes to me,
Oh
and
yes.
and sometimes when we don't do that, that's a form of not respecting yourself, right?
Absolutely.
And learning that part of self-care, meaning if I feel like I'm overwhelmed and there's a lot on my plate, kind of pushing back and saying not right now,
Right. Right.
and I think learning that and still functioning day to day, still meeting my responsibilities, but sometimes saying, like when you're physically eating, hey, I'm full.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's so important. In addition to, sauna nights and the facials and all that, to me, I look at that now as far as just routine self care
Yeah.
maintenance on the outside. But what am I doing for myself on the inside? Whether it's my prayer devotion time, putting those boundaries in place, and that we can put boundaries up, but then you have to adhere to them, right?
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah,
real
you can
good.
set a boundary, but you have to adhere to the boundary. And sometimes when you have people in your life with that will overstep and they've been habitual oversteppers, and now they're like, oh, she's acting funny because she always let me do this. And that may have been the case, but now I'm saying no. So now you've got to adjust,
That's right.
because
Respectfully.
respectfully adjust. And everyone will not hang around for it. Some people may fall off, but setting the boundaries and adhering to them in a respectful manner.
Absolutely. And also too, Cam, self-care to me is therapy. I
Yes,
love therapy.
it's great.
There that's another form of self-care to
Mhm.
me. And I am so thankful for my therapist. Um I'm just so thankful because I've seen my growth since I've been going to therapy. Times I wanted to nuck and buck, I had to say, you know what, count to
And had every right.
and, and did and did. But just grateful just for the therapy and the work, and not only just going to therapy but doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Doing the work is a part of my self-care journey.
I think that is so good. Um, and I think because we're living in a time now where, in addition to the spiritual side, as far as prayer, meditation, and fasting, and all that, now incorporating the mental health on top of that, I think we're living in a great time, particularly for our community, to explore that part, because there was a time where it wasn't talked about, it was taboo, you
Right.
know. But then having the space to communicate, even have these conversations like here on the Speaker podcast, we can open up and say, hey, I was feeling this way, or this is what I was experiencing. And you don't realize or know how many other people are having those same thoughts, those same feelings,
Absolutely.
but you raising your hand and saying me, they give someone else the courage to say, you know what? I, me too. Yeah,
Right.
me too. So I think that's very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So where are you at now as far as um this journey, as far as opening up more, exploring who Whitney is, and showing
Hmm.
up unapologetically?
That's where I am right now. Like I told you earlier, I'm legit reclaiming my time in all aspects of my life, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, like financially, like really reclaiming my time. See, motherhood does not stop. Mother
Hey, EJ. Hey,
is supposed
that's
to
my
be in the
nephew.
bed.
Mama, I
Oh,
do I spill that
you have to
keyboard?
wait. I'm almost done. Okay.
That, but
This
Auntie
is
Kim has to speak to her nephews, so
that
hey.
part. So, but basically, I'm in that space now. I told you, like Auntie Maxine said, like literally reclaiming my time in every area of my life, and just making time for me, showing up for me, because like I said before, um, somebody's testimony is assigned to our is connected to our assignment.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not showing up, I'm holding on. I'm holding up the deliverance of someone else. So
Yeah.
that's where I am. Like I said earlier, I'm looking forward. I am enjoying 2022. Um, all the good, the bad, the ugly. But looking forward to 2023. Like I really, really am. And just I've got connected to so many awesome women that's pouring into me, and I'm pouring into them, that are helping me on this digital creator journey. I'm just super like I'm legit excited, Cam. Like I look back this time last year, I was a whole nother person. Like I was showing up, but I was showing up, but I was showing up. Uh, I don't want to say I was putting on a facade, but
Not
I was
fully
going.
present. Not fully
Yeah,
present.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was going through some things, but right now I'm in a place that where I'm like, you know what? I'm legit unstoppable, and like God gave me the vision, so I'm going to keep going until I see what I saw.
Exactly. Because you know what? There is light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely, Cam. Absolutely.
Yeah, I
You
was
know, you know
huh?
the vibes, Cam.
I was listening. Steve Harvey said something this morning, and he was like, "You can do two things. You can quit or go forward." He was like, "If you quit now, success is not going to happen. You can guarantee you will not succeed." But he was like, "But if you decide to go forward,
Exactly.
you know." And I was just like,
Exactly.
wow, that was such an amazing point. So for you to persevere through all of that, and you're still here, that speaks volumes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I look back on this journey, Cam, 2019 was crazy. 2020 was crazier for everyone. 2021, I'm like, okay, God, what's up, bruh?
I know. And Cameo out here talking about 21 is your year, and we're
It's
like,
out here, I'm
is
like,
it?
girl. But
Is
I
it
am
really?
Romans 8:28, for all things,
Work together for
all
good.
things,
Yes,
the good, the bad, all things is working together. I didn't
yes,
understand it then, but I understand it now more than ever. Like more than ever. Even when I have my days, I'm just like, you know what, Romans 8:28. And I just gotta keep going until I see what I saw.
exactly. Come on, Jalen.
Yeah, right? Shout out to Jalen. I don't
Yes,
see what I saw yet. So it's a reminder I gotta keep going.
exactly. So before we wrap things up, do you have anything new? Do you have eyewear coming out? What's up with the lipstick? Like, what's going on?
I'm working on a lot, Cam. I've been working on a lot for the past few months, just working on doing my best to find the right vendors. And I know we have so many options for vendors, but I want my vendors to be right. I want to make sure my vendors are not in no sweatshop, or that's where I am like right now. And I want everything for the brand to just exude style and grace in every area.
Exactly.
Style and grace.
Exactly. I absolutely love it. So, where can people reach you on social media? Where can they connect with you? And then also drop like two nuggets or takeaways before we wrap up.
Okay, absolutely. So I can be reached on Instagram at I am Whitney.Victoria. You can contact me on Facebook. But as far as styling services, click the link in my bio to schedule your appointment. I love y'all, but I cannot take any requests in the DMs or the messages regarding styling. Please definitely click the link in the bio to schedule any styling sessions. Um, and takeaways, like you said, setting boundaries for yourself. All right. And not only setting boundaries, but executing those boundaries, right? And not neglecting those boundaries. Show up for yourself no matter what. Remember, all things work together. All things, the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's what was said. That's what God said. And God don't go back on his lie. Okay. And also, it was something else I wanted to say. Reclaim your time. If you've been in a space where you've been like, oh, I'm not where I want to be, because I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I had my moments. I was like, man, I was like, no, I should have had this by now. I should have did this by now. And like, you know what? It's coming. It's definitely coming. So we're just gonna reclaim our time. Okay, that's what we're gonna do.
I absolutely love it. Y'all pray for me. Again, I got my grill tightened today. Whitney, you know you have braces when they tighten you up. It's
Girl, yes, yes. First of all, salute to you for interviewing tonight, because girl,
yeah, I might have to get an ibuprofen or something because I'm just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, first of all, thank you for joining us here tonight and giving us some great tips and information. I know we touched on a lot of different subjects, and I know your schedule is busy, busy, busy. But thank you for taking the time before we wrapped up. And who knows, we might see you again before the year is out. You
I
never
hope
know.
so. I hope so.
You
I hope
never
so.
know.
I
You
hope so.
never
And
know.
Kim, thank you for, thank you just for the opportunity, and thank you just for all that you do. Like, I'm grateful for real. We've been rocking since 2013, and I ain't listen. I done about rode up to Virginia. You done almost came to South Carolina.
And
Like,
we've done that because there's been some times where you gassed up and then I had to gas up.
yeah,
You was
yeah,
like,
and
no, don't come. Too late. I'm already here.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for our friendship. I just, I'm grateful for the sisterhood. You always show up for me, support me. When I go MIA, girl, where you at? Why you? What's wrong with you?
And you know I will.
Why you not doing this? You can't be pulling back. You need help, girl. What's going on? And
You know I
I
will.
am so grateful for that. And we got to get the girls on. We got to show up one time for our boy William. Rest in peace, William. We gotta get the
Oh,
girlfriends together, Cam. We got to get the
listen.
girlfriends together.
You know what? We might have to work something out before this year closes. We may have to try to do a little girlfriend episode or something. We
Yes.
got to do something. So who
And
knows?
have the girlfriends theme song coming in.
We all have our hair blowing in the wind.
Hair blowing.
We have to work something out. So that would be great. I know we all have different schedules, but somebody
We're
said,
gonna
yeah,
work it
let's
out.
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely gotta work out. And shout out to everybody that was tuning in with us tonight. Like,
Yeah,
I
for
appreciate
sure.
y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I don't know who Facebook user is. It just says Facebook user and there's no face. Oh, it's Cameo. Hey, girl.
Hey, Cameo.
First of all, shout out to Cameo Camille Bobo. That girl is a whole
Listen,
vibe. Like the energy she gives, love
baby.
Cameo.
Baby, first, I don't know. Hold on. Why my stand want to act crazy? Devil, you a
Okay.
liar. Now I'm just playing. Uh,
But no,
but
been rocking
Cameo,
with Cameo since freshman year at MTSU. Like that's sis right there, you know?
right? Cameo is a whole vibe, and congratulations to you, Cameo, on everything
Yeah, she had
that you
another
have
sold out
accomplished
event.
so far.
Yes.
Yes,
She is
definitely,
she's an
definitely.
actress now.
Yes,
Like,
actress, singer, coach. Like, she really doing it out here, and it's so inspirational. Like, I'm grateful, girl.
yes, I cannot wait to see what she does next year. And this movie she's in, I gotta listen, we gotta bring her back just to talk about that premiere. That's gonna be something amazing, right?
Absolutely, you already know. You already know.
Definitely. So, with that being said, everybody, I hope you got something from this episode of the Speaker Podcast. I'm your girl, Camille Essick. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Camille.Essick and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Camille Essick as well. My Etsy store, the digital products are out there. Be sure to also catch up with me. The Good Black Men Official, we're now online. Merch is available. Black Friday is about to be an amazing sale. Subscribers will have first dibs. So if you want to get that special, be sure to subscribe right now. There's the link. And also my aromatherapy, chemistry room fragrances, my room sprays are there as well. I know you're like, man, she got a lot of merch because I'm doing a lot of things. And
Shop with my girl.
yes, my Amazon store is there out and available as well. So with that being said, thank you again. Shout out to our sister circle, Cameo, Lisa, uh, Samantha, yeah, the
Yes.
melanated millionaires. What's up, ladies?
Yes. Yes.
For sure. Yes, we are running some Black Friday deals. Be sure to subscribe, and that information will be coming out in the next week. So, again, thank you. If you missed this live, the replay will be available on YouTube, and then it will stream later on the streaming services. So, this is Camille as the host of the Speaker Podcast, the podcast where innovators and creators connect. Be blessed. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.